Game 2 of the day here is ready to go. We're going back to the desert as we go over to the commentators who are the same height as me.
Yeah, just about. Maybe on a good day, James. You're a lovely lad. I love you. And of course, you're very happy about the United Kingdom. I'm excited, though, that we're heading back to Miramar once again, paper for what is match 17, day 4, and 4 matches now remain for the PUBG Nations Cup. But most importantly, that battle at the top, the lead, has extended to 12 points.
Well, Fex might have just won this event for them. Like, that might have been it. That might have been enough points that Korea can't catch up, that Brazil maybe just doesn't have a good enough day here. That first game, not good enough. Korea needs to win that game if they're going to make a run for the championship, and that had to be a tilter. I can't imagine what they're feeling right now because that game felt very winnable from Korea's side. It had to with the way that they were controlling that circle, but once Lash died, the whole thing fell apart, and Onyx dialed up what I call a Gen G move, where they drive a car at the enemy and then the other members of the team try to push behind it. Try to use the car as a distraction. It didn't work out, so everything there just not able to go Korea's way. And all the credit in the world to Argentina. They hit their shots at the right time.
Yeah. I want to know if we're on the same page here, because coming into today, I felt like Brazil needed 3 good games on Miramar. Yeah. Now, I feel like they need 2 great games.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally do. I mean, I think, again, Brazil probably needed to be 20 points ahead coming out of Miramar if they were really going to have a shot with the way that the UK's been playing on Erangel. So that's not me saying that. That's Brazil telling me that. And so this team, they know what's at stake, and they had an opportunity there. That circle was not bad for them at all. They just couldn't win on those early fights, and now we have a hard shift up to the north.
Hey, let's go to Oasis. Why not?
I would love it.
And I do want to touch on Brazil's not bad on Erangel by any means. It's just that the United Kingdom have been so exceptionally good.
Right.
So that's why you mentioned a 20, 25-point gap going into those last 2 games should be able to offset all that greatness that the United Kingdom have been able to do on Erangel. So, of course, a big moment now for Brazil coming into this second match of the day on Miramar. 1 more to go after this. If they don't have a big game here, they'll start sweating.
Oh, no doubt about it. And they've got a very far circle away from them, literally on the opposite side of the map, like we talked about with Germany in the last one. Similar situation that Brazil's going to be facing here onto this one. I'd love to see Brazil take their time on this. I'd love to see a long westerly rotation, go all the way past El Pozo, through by La Coberia, somewhere around there, get on some high ground, get some information early, kind of calm down a little bit, and then try to, strike, make your moves in the mid to late game. And I will say that Brazil has bounced back nicely after some bad games previously in this event. Sparking seems to have a really good mentality for this. He's really got these guys pumped up even when things go sour.
A massive game from Sapao has him #1 for the kills from match 16. 5 kills, in fact, 659 damage. But Sol definitely takes my eyes there. 900 damage from 3 kills. That is a ridiculous amount of damage that obviously didn't quite get the full reward, but it's still a decent game for Korea and Seoul.
He's insane. He's absolutely insane. I mean, he's been cracked since I can remember, back in the Media Bridge Square days. Porosaurus and I were just pointing at this guy going, this is one of the best in the business. Please, somebody, a good team, pick him up. And then Donawa was the first one to go for it, feeling that he had that potential, and they were right.
Yeah.
They paired him with a player called Salute in Korea, that duo has been absolutely dynamic. And, Seoul's got great instincts. He's really talented in terms of positioning himself in ways that people don't expect. He has unbelievable spray control with the ARs in particular. So the guy's, a monster. He's an actual monster.
Yeah. Of course, Australia on your screens right now. They were considered one of the contenders for the PUBG Nations Cup, of course, with names like Tiggleton, Luke 12, Flood, and for those unaware of Monty, a top player from the APAC region. It hasn't worked out well for them. After a pretty good day 1 as well, mind you, they averaged like 10 points a game on the first day, but day 2, day 3, nothing worked out well for them at all, and obviously the start today hasn't been any better.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at this point, you're just struggling to find any footing and trying to make a good ending out of the day. Just trying to see if you can have a little bit of something to feel good about on the plane ride home. It's been a tough one for a lot of teams, but we'll see if they can get it going here at the end. And I mean, again, a lot of these teams are now looking. It's like we got to shut down the UK.
Yeah.
Can someone do it? Maybe someone has a good day like them and can get it done. I don't know. Because someone's got to stop that UK team.
Well, you say the teams that might be thinking that. I think there's maybe only 2 to 3 realistically Korea,
They
Vietnam,
want it,
Finland.
is what I should say.
Should they be in that sort of mindset now where, okay, well, I'll use Korea as an example, 36 points behind the United Kingdom. Now, if you hot drop them, say the next match, you wipe them out, that's 4 kills, they get nothing, and then you go and have like a 20 point kind of game, suddenly then you've got 2 games to go and you're in contention. Is that something that has to go into their mindset?
Sure. I mean, it's something worth considering, and also another thing to consider is like trying to do a rotation trap, right? Where you set up a barricade at a likely rotation path of the UK team, like, right? You know the UK team likes to come in from like the northeast side of circles a lot of time, right? On Miramar in particular. So set up a trap where you think they're going to drive through, see if you can cut them off, you know, cut down a few of their players, 2 or 3, and then really just hamper them for the rest of the game.
In saying that, I feel like the United Kingdom have done a tremendous job with 1, 2 players and been able to find some kills, get placement points. So they've really been scrapping and fighting throughout the entire tournament. Even if they're down to 1, 2, or 3 players, they're still a tough team to kick out of the lobby. 169 points, obviously the best evidence of that. We look at Vietnam on our screens, and boy, what a fabulous tournament for them. 131 points right now, only 2 points behind second place Korea. I had them 6th in my power ranking, so I'm not overly surprised, but there are probably many out there who are like, wow, Vietnam's really good.
Well, you and I both agreed on Vietnam as being an unbelievably talented team individually. Chlorides in particular has been absolutely insane in the last year. Just winning, you know, multiple MVP titles in the Vietnam PUBG League. He comes into the PCSs and plays out of his mind. He to me is a really superstar player. I had him ranked 8th. I mean, not too far behind you. I really am very high on this team. I was telling people this is a team that you have to watch out for. They're much better than people are giving them credit for.
What about Brazil, though? I don't think many had them high on their power rankings coming into this tournament, which I love as an Australian. We love our underdogs, and boy, they've been a story to behold. They obviously still believe that they can win this tournament. It's only 12 points. That's nothing. They'll feel confident. They got a really long trip, might I add you, though. Val del Mar is where they're currently located with 3 minutes to go all the way up to La Cobria. So a long drive up the Western Highway.
I like what they're doing, though.
A fabulous, fabulous tournament for them. And honestly, I just hope that we can have that sort of grandstand finish at the end of the day between them and the United Kingdom.
Yeah, they're making the rotation. I was really hoping that they would make, and this is exactly what they should be doing in this situation. And you know, you say you like underdogs. Is that because you're from down under? Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Don't know how funny that one was, but I get it. Look,
sorry, that's funny to me. I don't know.
Funny to you. What's interesting for me, this game in particular, is actually we have the map on our screen, is a lot of the games that we've had this tournament, the top teams, we'll say top 5, top 6 teams, have generally been kind of like center circle position early on. Brazil and Korea, Vietnam, all outside of the circle this early on into the Ps is actually something we don't see too often for the PUBG Nations Cup this year. So that's going to be kind of something I would say to keep an eye on for the rest of this game. These teams generally have good zone control. I mean, look at Brazil. We know that they've been able to catch 9s at this tournament. They've been getting good circle share. They're probably going to need that this tournament because they're coming in quite late.
Yeah, look, for Brazil, they're going to have to adapt to a new style because the circle today right now not as friendly, and so it's just a matter of kind of the experience and the preparation. I'm sure they have it. They're just going to have to kind of learn from some of the great edge playing teams right now, see what they do. You know, get in. I think for me it's get information early. Oh, Teddy, dude, Teddy's been absolutely nuts this event.
Yeah, it certainly has. I thought coming into it for Indonesia, Nile was going to be the fragger for them, but Teddy's been able to really lead the way and has been a valuable asset as Shimboy finds the back of the head of Kickstart. The United States and their early games again just not going well, and Canada might smell blood in the water here, knowing that the United States have had a rough tournament, probably not mentally all there. You get the early down, why not at this point just try and kill them? Your brothers in arms, Kickstart trying to make his way over to H-Win, the smokes are out, so defending this well, the United States. Of course, Shimboy probably doesn't want to get too overly aggressive because the rest of the team is not there. Only Adam is somewhat close by.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind getting a little bit aggressive off that knock, seeing if you can at least flush that out, maybe get another. But that's quite a bit of damage that Shimboy takes, so he's got to back off for a bit. Canada looks to me like they're considering retreating, just based on the way that the players are facing on the mini-map right now. And I think they did what they could. They got some damage done. Kickstart going to be rezzed by the USA, so they're going to take a little bit of damage, but they're not going to lose any players. Not the end of the world.
35 seconds to go until phase 2, and we've somewhat catching the end of this rotation for Brazil as they make their way past the crater fields. And I'm intrigued to see where they're going to send this one. Of course, La Cobb is still completely open, but it's far too early to probably send it in here. What about north of La Cobb?
Yeah, you can go up there. This is not unlikely in some ways. Like, there's basically kind of 3 zones that these circles want to go, either northwest towards La Cobertia, to the east of the Oasis, or to the south. Those are the 3 most likely. It's like you're making a peace symbol out of it or something. And so that's where everybody's kind of setting up right now. If you look, it's like a wishbone, right? And that's what everybody's kind of fanned out on the map, trying to play those as best as they can, and it's the northeast one.
Wow, yeah, that one coming to fruition for the United Kingdom. Australia too, liking that. They had the 2-2 split. Argentina, fresh off of their win from the last game, will like that circle. And I'd say just about almost everyone else not happy with it yet. You know, go back to Brazil, who we've sort of followed along on that rotation. Well, no time to stop. Keep going.
Yeah, just drive through the Oasis and try to hide out. I mean, that's, yeah, they don't even get to try to pre-rotate. They're already in the vehicles anyway, no matter what. So now everybody's on the scramble because there's only so many places to play over on this, because it's the further east you go, the worse the terrain gets. And so teams are scrambling. And Japan leading the pack of teams, trying to get down that road, but you got the UK already positioned there.
Yeah, and Thailand in a good position. Of course, they're going to catch a lot of teams rotating past them. We just saw Japan go past them. China, I think Korea might also come into their sight lines. Very difficult shots to land, though. That kind of angle, that kind of distance. Of course, they're in the vehicle, so for Thailand, probably not expecting them to find a knock or a kill there. Fex does find one, though, and T-Bone. They're going to be absolutely loving this circle shift, and all of their teams making their way to this compound. Japan have essentially just fed them 4 very easy kills. There's only one left standing, and not even for much longer. That was far too easy for our top team at this event. Make it a 16-point lead now to Brazil.
That's just chaos and confusion for the Japanese team. I don't know that they were I don't know if they were expecting someone to be there. I think you should at this point in the game. Now Diggory's going to hit Xiaolu. Some pretty good mini shots, but really Japan there, that's an unacceptable mistake. You can't be doing that at this phase in the game, at this phase in the tournament. You know, they played great. They've got 2 wins again, just like they did in PNC 2019. But that right there, just you got to either peel off early or commit to that attack on that compound soon.
I feel like, in fairness, playing devil's advocate, they were one of the earlier teams to start their rotation for this circle shift, so they probably felt like maybe they were in the lead to get to that compound, and at that point probably just assumed it was so far northeast that maybe for that last circle no one had made it home. But of course, as we know, the UK were there. Minute 20 seconds though until phase 3. Brazil continue their rotation and basically force north side of the Oasis, where actually Canada are already located. So it's not going to be an easy game for Brazil here. They're going to have to fight for this.
No doubt about it, but I love what they're doing. They're playing this exactly the way that I would hope they would. Now, the problem could be that you do have Canada looming in a big 2-2 split on the northeastern edge of the Oasis. Vietnam just kind of going to play edge here on the western side of things, head out to that warehouse, the Cobra Dia warehouse, just to the east there. They're just going to set up shop, wait this one out. A lot of teams going to have to do that right now. Circle probably going to keep going
northeast.
East, yeah, northeast, most likely. East in some direction, almost for sure. Circles can end actually pretty close to the top of the mountain where USA is, but for the most part, yeah, it should go east.
Yeah, and at this point, if it does at least go on top of the United Kingdom here for phase 3, I think they're going to catch 9. I think this could actually end up being a massive determining factor for the rest of this tournament. If they do in fact get this circle shift onto the 2-2 split they've got, those compounds, this could be a massive game for them to continue to extend that lead, especially in a game whereby Brazil don't look like they're in the best of position to do a whole lot either. So this lead could really go out into the 20-point kind of margin with only then one more game to go on Miramar.
And nobody's contesting Michael's spot. Now this does the unusual shift.
Wow.
Well, this is the story of this tournament. The circles do the unusual shifts, and now it's going to start heading probably more south. I say that, but there's enough room on the north, again, to the east of the USA, where China, Australia are, that you could fit a circle in there.
Yeah, I like that you're looking up north. I'm sorry, but I'm just looking at Thailand right now, and obviously the crowd, you may have heard them briefly. They got excited because they're in a great position for this circle shift, and being completely frank right now, maybe a little bit biased, but the Australians are sitting there like, again? Every single circle shift has been shifting away all tournament, and it's happened again. Because arguably they and the United Kingdom, Germany, probably in that kind of area, they would have expected the circle to go to phase 3. But always expect the unexpected when it comes to these country circles.
Yeah, I would have said that Australia and UK had the best positions in that phase 2 circle. I would say that those are the ones I would want. And even like I was going to comment that the UK kind of getting away with one for free. Teddy just is absolutely wild. I mean, that's Strimsy steals it, but still he got the knock. I mean, he is just wrecking people's days single-handedly for Indonesia.
Man, Shrimsy's absolutely wild. They'll take it, though. I think
they'll take it.
With the way that this Nations Cup has gone for the United States, they'll take it.
They need every point they can get.
Exactly right. Well, 1 point now behind Chinese Taipei, fighting for that 11th position currently. Tiggleton putting a little bit of pressure onto China, who, you know, it's interesting here. These two teams in particular, in the scrims before the tournament paper, were colliding so much. They were fighting each other constantly, and I don't think I've seen them fight all that often here in the actual tournament. Maybe once or something.
Not that not that I can consistently remember. It hasn't been a storyline or anything like that throughout this. It hasn't been, you know, some of these top tier teams clashing against each other. Honestly, it's been pretty much of a mix at the top of the leaderboard.
Shimboy landed the headshot. Now this is where it's getting really difficult for Brazil. And the Brazilian fans will probably start sweating a little bit here. Haven goes down. That's Karaxi, and it's further bad news for the team in second. Nice headshot from Shimboy, but he ran out of ammunition, so he has to reload, get back inside of the building. But LFP1, VHC still alive for Brazil, but boy, their chances of getting anything from this game just dwindle rapidly by the second. Adam putting the pain as well into Brazil. No kills, surely no chance for VHC from here. The solo player, that 16-point lead for the United Kingdom can vastly increase.
Gotta love the smart heads-up play there from Adam to drive that car behind Brazil's back lines. Now VHC has an opportunity, gets a little bit of damage into Finna. It's gonna be a car load up and drive out here for Canada, but you gotta worry about Finland. They are watching this fight. They are keen to try to get some points, because like you were talking about earlier, they need to catch the UK.
And it's job done, unfortunately, for Brazil. That they've lost 3 players now, so job done by Canada. Brazil, yes, still alive, but deep inside of the blue for VHC, over towards Oasis. I don't see really much of a future for them in this particular game. Circle, shift onto the UK as well. Northeast, like we maybe expected from the circle earlier. We see Australia now putting the pain to Canada. You mentioned them, of course. They needed to get moving, but it looks as if they've moved straight into the sightlines of Australia and away from Finland.
Yeah, this is just Australia making it rain now. Canada's falling apart. Shimboy just runs Finna over. He knew he was dead. There was no hope of getting him back. And great shooting from Tiggleton with that mini. That's the Tiggleton we know and love. And now Vietnam has to make their move across Thailand's sightlines. But right now, they haven't taken much damage. They might be able to get into these hills. Now, of course, up ahead, you can see Korea already on that prime top compound. This is going to be rather tricky. These hills are actually kind of exposed. There's some spots you can hide, but you will be shot at quite frequently.
South side of the circle getting heavily congested. In the minimap you can see 3 up for Turkey, 1 down now for Vietnam. And Duckmai and Onyx got that down with the SLR. Quetpa wanted to probably try and get that steal, but does not want to overpeak the area. The Murado is still there, a little bit of cover, but gets eliminated by Axlev. Duckmai goes down, now Sapout falls to Seoul. Big points here being collected by Korea.
Yeah, they really need these. I mean, again, the last game wasn't good enough, so this one has to be even better for Korea if they have any hope of getting into that top spot. Brazil is going to go down in the background in 14th place, so 0 points for them in this game, and that's going to extend the UK's lead even further.
And puts even further emphasis now on Korea to continue to have a good day. Only 23 points behind Brazil. You finish this game off strong, get some kills, have a really good result, and suddenly even second looking very comfortable for them as we continue to see Turkey on the outside. They will find the down onto Teddy, but stolen by Leo. So many steals happening at this event.
Yeah, I mean, Korea now kind of thinking maybe they want to get out onto these ledges, maybe go for a little bit of damage. I could see them at least considering it. Australia now has to maybe fight Finland. Finland going for the group up and the move out, but Australia hot on their heels. How aware is Finland of this pressure? Okay, now they definitely know.
Definitely aware. Page, though, is he a little bit stuck over towards that little concrete building. On the move now, Finland looking to provide a bit of cover, get over to this position, and maybe look to just try and rotate past and away from Australia. We'll see if any knocks happen. You'll see it, of course, in the kill feed. Saki's going to go down here. That's Lyron. Turkey finding that kill. So that's Vietnam out in 12th position. That means Korea, of course, will stay into the top 3 and continue to climb time and try and catch Brazil. Finland, this is a rough time for Page to spit out. Luke 12 will capitalize for Australia.
Yeah, one of those tires got popped on that Murado, and that spun him out, and Page is done and dusted. It's actually going to be Aches left from China who's going to steal that kill, and now Finland scrambling. They have the edge of the circle. They've got a little bit of cover to work with, but it is not much, and they're going to have to commit smokes early to make sure that that position is safe. USA has a great position in a lot of ways. They can just kind of work down this hill. This hill is actually so tall, you can kind of get away with a lot that you normally wouldn't be able to, but they have China up ahead, and they're going to know. They're going to see him right away.
And they get the circle shift from the heavens for phase 5, and from the heavens of Kickstart throwing the nades on top of China. Aches left down, courtesy of Sharpshot inside of the shack though. Very difficult to land the nades in there from the backside. Xiaolu pushed up and somehow survives that vehicle, almost flipping onto his head. USA don't get much, and now they're getting shot at. They have to feel like they have to fall back.
Yeah, I mean, those are long-range shots coming out from Argentina and Korea, who now have to make a rotation. Escalusia going to get Leo with the headshot there. He's pushed out, isolated, but he's going to get taken out from afar by Kickstart. Kick there, quick on the reaction.
He'll get saved.
Yeah, he should be okay here, though. You're absolutely right.
And then you've got the other two members of Thailand still inside of that compound as well. On the minimap, Norens is there. We'll see what they're going to be able to do. Maybe push up towards the USA, where actually Turkey are just making their inroads now too. So the USA, now of course they're not going to get pushed by China, but you do have to remember they're getting shot at by the likes of Argentina across the distance. Quetta, he actually got knocked by Kickstart, but stolen by Inonix. Escalusia does not actually get saved because Chinese Taipei have pushed onto Thailand.
Yeah, they felt like there's an opportunity here for them to get kills, but there is good covering fire. Belmont gonna get a knock.
China pushed
onto Turkey. China pushed.
Yeah, they've actually come out and they're looking to collapse in third party onto the United States, and I'm not sure who's actually winning it right now. Xiaopian down, same with Xiaolu. Maybe only one standing for the United States in H-Win. 1v1 now with Ming Ming to see who can stay alive and move forward in this game.
Korea starting to flank out and cover the hills. It is going to be Nurens that's going to take Savior out, so looks like for Thailand on the other side of things, they're able to stabilize Win, taking a whole bunch of damage. Going to have to fling those stuns out, but Ming well ahead of it, well aware of what the situation is. He has a ton of damage, full health himself. It's going to take a heck of a shot here from H-Win to finish the job, and he does! How did he do that?
H-Win with a big result on the Ming Ming, but we now shift our attention quickly over to Korea. Chinese Taipei, Loki with a big nade onto Leo, has another one, throws it out, that's the last one, that's great, onto Yan Lee, perfection personified, but Korea go out anyway. Mal Rush with a big time play.
Wow, what in the world happened in that fight? All of a sudden, Korea had a couple knocks, but Chinese Taipei just turned it on and was able to finish the job. The problem is now, the circle's here, it's phase 5. That means those two players out there are done. Win might be able to pick up one more point. He couldn't get it in time, but still, for Korea, not the result that they needed to have any hope of catching the UK. They're still in it. They're still 4 strong.
And 21 points behind Brazil. Make it 20, though, now. Malrush goes out to Michael. 7 teams remain as the United Kingdom continue to just sit on their thrones at the top of this leaderboard. It's almost a 20-point gap. And boy, Paper, I feel like they can do so much more damage in this game as well.
Oh, they've got plenty of space to work with. They've got great cover on the eastern side of these hills to work bottom to top, so I really like UK's chances of this, especially now. This is a very, very good circle. Thailand's got some work to do. They got to get up there. They got to fight at least Argentina to get towards the center of the circle. Then you got your boys from Australia up on the north.
I do feel like, though, if Thailand play the south side, if they will be vulnerable to the United Kingdom on the other side of the circle, that might be looking sort of down that road. Knockdown from Michael, who is having such an amazing tournament, onto Martinson of Argentina, but such is the case of Miramar. Martinson should be able to get revived. That was a distance knock. 6 kills for the UK. A 20-point lead has now been established onto Brazil.
Michael's shutting up the doubters this event. He has put up the most damage, at least coming into today, in this event so far. He has been absolutely wonderful for the UK. Now continuing to harass Argentina from afar, and it's going to be Bex this time who finds the headshot and a knock, and Ali, he might be dead here. He is out on his own. The rest of Argentina is very far away and coming down that hill to try to get that res. That's dangerous.
Not sure that's going to be able to be revived for Ali RV as Vard makes his way over to the rest of the team of the United Kingdom, who are now all 4 united in this area towards the southeast of their phase 6 circle, might I add. 23 minutes gone, but only 18 players alive.
Yeah, I mean, UK can just wait this out at this point. There's no reason for them to get hot and heavy, to fight too much. Again, the further they get in the placement points, the better this gets for them.
Australia has spotted HWin, by the way. They're taking shots at him. You can see in the mini-map, he's just running out to that west side, and if Australia don't get him, Thailand will. And yes, Norens collects the kill point for Thailand, make that 3 for them now into the top 10, past Japan, 9th place, and maybe could still look to try and catch Argentina for a top 8 finish. We'll see what the home nation can accomplish in this game with their 3 players. They're not the only ones wounded. Of course, Argentina down to 3, Germany down to 2, as Australia look to push in onto Argentina.
Yeah, they're crashing in here right now. The opening knock for Monty is good. Argentina in a bit of disarray, and in fact, they're getting a little bit of help from the UK from afar. That's going to send Monty back. He is extremely weak. If that grenade's anywhere near him, he's going to go down. I think it's good. Nice one by Silzen, but the pressure so strong right now for Argentina. They're doing a great job holding this down, frankly.
Thailand, though, are wrapping on the western side, pushing up. Now, Luke 12's the anchor, watching that position. Janky, you can kind of just see on your screen in the backside there. He'll be looking to get involved, start throwing out some Molotovs, some nades. Monty's down. Australia, of course, being the team to try and make that aggressive movement first, means everyone else wants to collapse and third party on them.
I love the play by Australia. I think it's absolutely the move. Having that high ground position above Argentina, I think they thought that would have gone a little bit better. But yeah, like you said, Thailand now trying to hit them from the side. But something about this, it doesn't feel good for Thailand. So they throw some stuns and back right off.
T-Bone, Vex, Vard are wrapping up north, getting close by to Pains, the solo for Germany. Michael stays for the incoming shipment of this crate. So he'll hold, and not only does he get the crate, but of course he's the anchor on the south side, making sure no one wraps onto his teammate, and it's an absolute hard feed for Michael at the crate. What's inside? Show us, mate. No, we don't get to see.
Well, level 3 gear and an
Groza. Nice.
All right, there you go. That is absolutely ideal at this stage of the game. In this situation, you love to have that beast of a gun to start mowing people down. And Australia here still aware that there's more members of Germany on the side. They're going to continue to kind of harass Australia a bit, see if they can find some kind of cracks in the defenses.
Oh, Michael now trying to put the pain into Argentina. Doesn't matter who it is. Blind onto Tiggleton. Successful nade well over the top of Silzen. Continuing to take damage by Michael. Headshot, knockdown. That is so impressive from that kind of angle through the crack of that fence. Michael continues to have such an amazing tournament. 8 kills for the United Kingdom. So much control with this circle. And Australia and Thailand pushing closer to each other out towards the west.
Janku here trying to hold the lines, and Australia doing a good job fanning out, and it's T-Bone, it's the UK. Again, they have complete purview over this entire circle. They're harassing literally every team inside of here at some point or another, and Australia looking to maybe try to hammer down on some position, but no matter where they go, it's going to be difficult. UK just sees so much.
Yes, and they've got no pressure on them at all. I mean, of course, Pains is the solo for Germany. He's not really expected to do anything, but just sort of rat and see if he can get placement points. So the UK not only have to circle, but no teams near them, no teams pushing on them, and not even really any snakes close by that can maybe get a kill. T-Bone from that distance with a 6x mini down. Monty, he goes. Thailand still inside of the smokes with the blue pushing them forward.
That's just absolutely filthy. I mean, that is just 2 shots, and T-Bone just sets Monty down.
Thailand's in trouble here, though. The angle that the UK have on them is paramount.
It's
so strong. Once that smoke dissipates, they are completely out in the open, completely visible to Michael and the rest of them. They already got the knock onto Noran, Balmoth, Janku. Not long for this world.
Switch over to the Groza and start peppering that smoke, and Australia just trying to hang on, keeping Argentina and Thailand just kind of pushed over on the side. They're just trying to work their way down the hill. Finally, Silzen's going to be down. Argentina, though, able to punch back. But finally, they are going to fall.
And then the down onto Flood, though, by Janku, who did just get then knocked by T-Bone. UK, this is the chance to just really nail home and get this win and potentially the win of the tournament. They've got such a big lead over Brazil now. Michael continues to just make life absolutely painful for Thailand. Australia can't get the revive onto Flood or Tiggleton. Now, T-Bone pushing the Molotov over the top. Balmoth, is he going to be able to do anything? Still just down, not giving away his position. Norens goes down, he's gone. Only 1 left for Thailand. UK surely will find victory.
Well, UK now not sure where the last member of Thailand is. I think they thought that was going to be it if they could get that kill. Didn't happen. Payne's going to find his end as Vex has taken him out. Now, man, this is just, I mean, dude, what are we going to do here? UK's, they're running over this. They've got complete control of the circle. Australia's on the blue.
Lads.
Lads.
I think it's coming home.
Lads.
Michael knows where Balmoth is. Nade, is it perfect? No, just bounces away. Another one.
They know.
Last one. No, that 2 falls short. Belmoth is able to survive timely. Vard has, of course, got information on Australia. It is just a matter of moments before the UK are going to find their first win on Miramar.
This is it. They're not only are they going to find their first win, this might have ended the tournament. Belmoth, no choice but to go down to the blue. Australia here as well has nowhere to go. And there's no cover in front of them, but Luke got a big knock.
2 versus 3 as it stands currently. Depending on if T-Bone wants to go for the revive, they have the angles though, and it's so much pressure. Luke can't move at all. Forget the 3 Lions. It's the 4 Lions of the United Kingdom who are looking to bring it home.
And that may just be the end. The UK has taken such a huge lead. I don't know if it's possible for anybody to catch them at this point.
It will be a paramount task. It will be so difficult to happen for Brazil now. 30-something points behind the best team in this tournament as they find victory on Miramar for the first time. We find our way back over to the desk.
How do I bring it back? It's the UK is absolutely dominating this tournament now, and they put themselves even further ahead of the competition. Joining me, Toffees as well as Avenger. There they are, lads! They know it's going well. They know it's almost done.
Okay, the reality is it's my job to pretend that there's still a way to catch these guys. I say things like, hope floats, perhaps Brazil will rise, but the reality is after that game, the UK strapped stones to the legs of hope, and it is sinking rapidly for every other team on that leaderboard. They played well, they rotated strong, they showed no fear, no defense, and they are proving that they are the best the world has to offer.
Yeah, honestly, with this confidence that they're able to take in from this game, it's going to be hard to stop them. But then again, I would love to see it. I would love to see another team.
I'd kill to see it. I'd love it. I'd love it. Because I want to see you sad.
You all want to see me sad. That's fine, but I don't care because right now the United Kingdom is rocketing ahead here at the tournament, and it's happening on Miramar where we had concerns for them, Toffee, but that has been dispelled.
We had concerns. I will say that North rotation's working very, very well for them right now, and the other upside for them on the North rotation is it's the worst possible circle for Brazil. Brazil drops dead south in every game so far today. They have had to move an impossible distance, and as you see, it's not working.
Yeah, especially when that circle 2 pops as well. We're looking at it and we're thinking to ourselves, this is going to be ultra hard for Brazil to make work. They go all the way north to try and make it happen, but it's so difficult.
And very early on, Canada set a trap to make sure they could get as many points out of the game as possible, and then the circle shifted away. Then Canada's going to be hard gatekeeping them because they don't have circle prio.
Yes.
So they're trying to get as many points out of that as possible. I would love to see the Oasis ending though. That would have been lovely.
Oh, that would have been, yeah, it's rare we get to see those, but that would have been great. But here are the final moments coming in. And as you see these final circles hone down here, the United Kingdom knows they have so much control. This was arguably the most control any team has had of any circle this tournament.
I mean, they looked incredibly good, and they were also aided by the fact that just north of that sort of group of players, Australia was popping off.
Yeah.
They got a lot of kills on the board. They played very aggressively.
Wow.
And as you can see, they also put in a lot of work.